Hi class, this is Professor Z. I just want to give you a quick tour of Canvas so that you understand how to navigate the site for those of you who are new to it. And even for those of you who have used it before, you may have had a professor who organized it differently than I do. So I just want you to see how I organize stuff and how I think you should kind of move through the work each week. So you're going to see over here on the left side, 5 tabs: home, modules, grades, announcements, and Starfish Connect. On the home page, which is what you're looking at on your screen here, I'll have a hyperlink to each week with a title, and then you'll also see a brief description of what happens each week. So if you want to go to the work for week 1, if you simply click on the week 1 paragraph development link, it'll take you to that module. There's another way to access the modules too, which is to simply click on modules. So some of you may like the homepage because you can just choose which module you go to and just go directly to that module. Some of you just may prefer to kind of ignore the homepage and go straight to modules. So if I click here on modules, it's going to take me to a page where all of the modules are. And so there's 2 things that I want you to know about the modules, just in terms of like overall navigation. One is, you can just scroll like this and you'd keep going down through all the modules. Right now, I only have a few modules showing. I have 3 modules showing, but as the semester goes on, you'd have like 15 modules there. You can click these little upside down triangles to minimize modules. So once I'm done with those, if I still want to kind of have access to them, I can just close them like that and then kind of work with the module that I'm working with. So that's big picture, how to navigate, okay? The third, we're going to go into one of these modules at the end and look at how to go through the work for 1 week from beginning to end. The third tab here is your grades. So if you click on the grades, you're going to see, and this weight is wrong. It should say other assignments 20%. I just need to change it. But you're going to see all of your assignments here. And this is where you would go, obviously, to see your grades, but you can also use this to get to your feedback. So first essay, Gladwell summary. If you click on that, you're going to see your submission. You're going to see comments by me over here. And you may also see comments on your draft here. Okay, if you don't see comments, there will be a button up here that says view feedback. And if you click on that, it's going to show up with my commentary. And I'll just show you that in a different view too. So some of you, it depends on what browser you're using. So some of you, if you go to the assignment, to the grade tab and you click on, for example, research paper, it'll pull it up, and sometimes it'll look like this. It'll just have a preview and you'll need to click view feedback. So don't assume that if there's a comment from me over here, that doesn't mean there isn't more detailed feedback on your actual submission, okay? And that goes for papers or writing assignments that you turn in on Canvas, okay? Just remember, you may have to click that. And just so you know, this is what it'll often look like once you've opened it, where, I may highlight stuff and you'll see comment bubbles in the margin. And, also often you'll see these little these pins here. And if you may have to hover over the pin to make the comment fully show up. It depends on which browser you're using. I just want you to understand the different ways that you may have to access your feedback, okay? So that's the grade tab. The announcement tab will be used very infrequently. You'll notice now I did post an announcement just because some of you may have signed up for the class when it was scheduled to meet in a different room. It's now scheduled to meet in BR 67. I'll really only use announcements if there's a canceled class for either an emergency or for weather related reasons or something like that. I really don't use it all that much. I also don't really use Starfish Connect. Some of your other professors may use Starfish to give you feedback and stuff. I'll usually email you directly or give you feedback directly on an assignment. So you're really not going to need to worry about that for our class. So let me just go back to modules, and I want to show you how to navigate through your work each week. Actually, let me start back on the homepage. So on the homepage, you'll often see a to-do list over here on the right, which will show you like assignments that are due. The one thing I just want to caution you about is this isn't comprehensive. It won't show you like readings that you have to do. It'll only show you assignments that are being turned in for a grade. So if you try and follow this instead of going through the modules, you're not going to do all the work, and you're also not going to get the lessons that are going to help you to effectively complete the work. So this can be a useful tool for reminding you that there's assignments coming up, but don't think of it as like, oh, this seems easier, I'm going to just use this, as opposed to going to modules, because you're going to get yourself into trouble that way. You can also click on this view calendar, which will also show you when things are due. You'll notice for our purposes, since we only meet once a week, I often, I understand a lot of you may be just doing the work over the weekend because you work during the week. So I usually just make everything due before the next class. So you'll see kind of a list here of what you have due prior to the next class. Okay, so say I'm trying to figure out, all right, what do I have to do for English 101 for week 1, right? I can click here, or I can click on modules. It's going to take me to the same place. And in the week 1, and this is how every week's going to be organized the same. At the very top, you're going to have something that says, here's your goals, here's how you're going to get there. And then it's going to be broken into like classwork, here's what we're doing in class, and then homework, here's what you need to do after class and before we meet the following week, okay? So you can navigate these modules in 2 ways. The first way would be, simply to start with the first tab, right? And then once you finish this, like in this case, it's just telling you, hey, here's what we're going to do in class. You can click on the next tab and it'll take you to the next thing, which is the Canvas treasure hunt. And then when you finish the Canvas treasure hunt, you can click on the next tab and go to the next thing that you have to do, okay? So that's one way to navigate it. The second way to navigate it, and I probably prefer this way, is if you just click on the week 1 goals and how you'll get there, I list your goals, and then I list everything that you have to do. So you can kind of use this, and it has hyperlinks to everything that you have to do. Like everything that's listed in that module, you can also access right here, okay? So this week, here's what I have to do. In class, we're going to complete a treasure hunt. On the syllabus, a treasure hunt on Canvas, and we're going to do a diagnostic essay. If I click on any of these links, it will again take me to those assignments. And then after class, and I haven't filled in all the, a few of these hyperlinks still need to be added. So you'll be able to click this to complete the pretest. It'll take you right to it. And then the body paragraphs, if I click on this, it's going to take me to the video. Okay. And similarly, if I click on this, it's going to take me to the reading, which is also in your supplemental packet, which I'll talk about in a second. So I can follow this and click on all these links to do all of the work that I need to do, okay? So you can decide how you're more comfortable doing that, okay? One other thing I do want to mention about the modules here is you'll see these SP2, SP3/5, and what those are telling you is that you can also access this in your supplemental packet. So if you prefer to read it on paper, on a hard copy, as opposed to reading it on a screen, you're invited to do that. And okay, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to tell you guys. Yeah, I showed you how to do the grades, and I showed you pretty much how to get to and from modules. And like I said, keep in mind it's helpful in terms of organizing stuff. I like to keep everything kind of closed like this, except the week that I'm working on. So if I'm working on week 2, I'll have week 2 open like this. And when I'm done with week 2 and we move on to week 3, I'll open week 3 like this. And that's it for now, really, in terms of just knowing how to organize, how to navigate the pages. And if you have questions, let me know. It can take a little time to get used to it, but hopefully if you just take the 10 minutes to watch this video, it keeps you from getting knocked around too much by some of the speed bumps of getting started. So good luck and have fun doing your work this week.